Good morning. It is Friday, October 17th. We
Yes.
made it.
Uh-huh.
What a week it's been. Glad to have you with us on the podcast. Again, the 17th, 2 weeks ago till October.
How about that?
Till Halloween.
I'm much better lit on this side of my face.
I know this whole
The studio, a lot of people use it, and you can see right there, this light is out, so
it was on.
yeah.
but
And then I
then
moved it, and it just decided to turn off.
I know we're creatures of habit. We get all thrown off, but we share this room with 15 other podcasts, the Chodaks, the Izzies.
Yes.
Working on that. Someone put your camera as well on top of your monitor now instead too.
Oh, I see.
So that's now you're looking directly into it.
Too close to me.
People don't touch our things. Is that what it is? Yeah.
Yeah.
I got
This
all
is
thrown off.
our
Yeah. We're rushing in here, and I was
studio.
trying to rearrange everything.
And we're working on other things as
I know.
other things are happening. I still have
Yeah.
my IFB on. Like, it's just a mess.
Well, we're almost done.
It's a mess.
It is Friday.
Yeah.
You're living in a
This thing right here.
you're living in a halfway house because you got your floors being redone.
They're stained this morning, so.
I had the plumbing issues, other stuff going on, getting back from a long weekend trip, so I haven't had that easy off weekend, which we'll talk about that coming up in a bit.
Yes.
Where do you want to begin this morning?
Yes, I would love to begin with a fun story. Last night, so we're like living out of Farmington practically at my mother-in-law's because the house is getting worked on. And so Lauren went outside briefly with the kids, and then she was coming back in, and she was like, I heard your voice outside. And I'm like, what's that?
Boy.
And I'm like, that's weird. And then she goes, and then I heard Brennan's voice.
Someone's listening to the pod.
And then she looked out, and there was an Amazon truck dropping off a package. And she said it was coming from the Amazon truck. And she was like, someone was listening to the podcast on the Amazon truck as they were driving around delivering packages.
That's awesome.
So shout out to whoever it was last night. If you're listening to us today, thank you. Amazon driver that drops packages off in Farmington at around 6 o'clock yesterday evening. Isn't that
Man.
cool?
Almost pitch black, driving around listening to us, doing
Jamming out the
deliveries.
second cup of sunrise. I was like, yes, it
Love
was so
that.
cool. So
No
not only-
Sirius,
yeah,
no YouTube, no Spotify, the pod.
the pod.
Oh, man. I
Isn't
love
that
that.
a great story.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
I've had a feeling
Hearing that.
I told you earlier this morning I had a great story to tell you on the pod, and here we go. So I thought that was a good way to start off a Friday.
It doesn't get better than that. That's again, people, you can take it on the go because
Yes.
what we have, it used to be on the app, had to be on your TV 9 o'clock. Now we've
Yeah.
expanded that it's on the app. Obviously,
Yes.
you can have it driving wherever you are listening. Don't watch too much. Keep your eyes on the road.
Yeah, of course.
This
Right.
is like a radio show on TV is what it
Yeah.
is. And yeah, that's
Isn't
awesome.
that great? There you go.
I love hearing that.
Good news story on your Friday.
That is a great thing. And for that listener, that great driver who had us on the go.
Yeah.
Anyone else who's followed this show is familiar with our dentist saga.
Yes.
We're going to
Ooh, yes,
close the
yes.
chapter on it today, I think.
deeds, yeah.
Yes. And this all goes back to how difficult it can be to move dentists or how
Right.
uncomfortable that situation can be. We talked about that. And yesterday, I had my first checkup since then. Cleaning, all good.
Looks good. Looks
No
good.
blood.
Scraped off the coffee stains, ready to go.
We'll get to that too. So I sit down in the waiting room. Appointment was at 11 yesterday. And I'm waiting a bit. And I'm like, okay, it's usually pretty quick. I'm like, what's going on? Guy comes out, full medical gear,
Yeah.
everything, and a mask on, hat. And he goes, Brennan, I'm so sorry. The doctor's working on an operation or something. We'll be out here in a second. And I was like, oh, I feel for that guy, whoever's on the leaning
on the
back, getting
table.
whatever done.
Right.
And then the same guy comes back. We're not going to use names because I don't want to give them all away.
Sure.
And he says, I'm going to be doing your cleaning today. And I was like, you're a new person.
Oh, boy.
The tables have turned.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe they're doing this to me. Maybe they do listen to the pod. And they're like, Brennan is foul mouth, pun intended.
Unhappy.
Yeah.
Said the new, wait, like
With the
new person-
hygienist. New
Wait.
hygienist, yeah.
Yeah,
so the
new
one
hygienist.
doing the cleaning.
Not like a rookie hygienist. Just a new person to you.
Yes. Oh, actually, I've never seen him before.
Hopefully they're just new to you.
Yeah.
Rookie hygienists, that's when
Usually
you
it's
get
two
nervous.
women and they're great, but they've been alternating whenever I go. And so I
Yeah.
sit down and I keep thinking, oh my gosh, this is a podcast. Like something happened. Like they want to make sure that they keep me there. Or
so funny.
And then I started feeling bad. I've offended them so badly
Yeah, yeah.
that they felt like they had to make a change and go
Oh,
recruit
boy.
someone.
Yeah.
And I sit down and he starts cleaning away and everything was good. He does some small talk, and
Yep.
we actually spent a lot of time talking about coffee because he was like, "Oh, look at those stains."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, I have a lot in
We
my
all
job."
are there.
He's like, "What do you do?" And I was like, "I'm on 8." And he actually knew a producer who used to work here.
Oh, that's funny.
Was it Amy, maybe? I forget, maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
Sure.
And moved on. And he then said, "So what type of coffee do you like?" And I'm like, "Dark roast?"
Right.
Yeah. And he's like, "Do you like more balance, more acidity?" And
wow.
I'm like, wow, this is like
Going
getting in deep. So we started talking about that.
Yeah.
I told him about Joe Bean's coffee roasters that
Yes.
we've had. He was
Uh-huh.
like, "Man, that's a nice spot." So we spent the whole hour just talking about
coffee.
Talking coffee.
What stains your teeth?
Yeah, exactly. And he was like, "Oh, let me go back and get this one." And
Nice.
everything was good. We got finished, and I said, "No blood." And he was like, "How about that?"
Nice. That's a good feeling.
And
Pat on the shoulder.
he did not say, "You need to floss some more."
Oh, you didn't get the floss.
I was like, I got the rare bill of approval. Yeah.
That's
How
nice.
about that? Doing okay.
That's nice.
Other doctor came in and said everything was good.
How about that's first off, I'm glad.
Yeah.
Glad it went smoothly. Second off, there are many times when people are like, they've been, "Oh, you work at News 8? I know so and so. They used to work there." And I'm like, the name doesn't sound familiar. And then they go, "Oh, no, they worked there in 2005. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I was 15 years old.
I know.
You know, like people just assume that. I don't know if maybe it's with every business, but I feel like more so with this one. Like, "Oh, you don't know that meteorologist that worked there 26 years ago for like 6 months?" I'm like,
know.
"No, of course I don't."
I know. I
You
mean,
know, it's like
people
so
like we're
silly.
2-year contracts.
I
It's the
don't
turnover
know.
in every station.
Right.
Yeah.
The people come in and out. Like, yeah, I know the big names, you know, the famous, like Mark Gruba, obviously, or John Kutchko, like the big names, yeah. But the random person that worked here for 6 months, like, oh, I'm sorry. I don't have this incredible wealth of knowledge of every
know.
anchor that worked here at News 8.
I know, and I always feel so bad when I don't know, and I'm like,
Right.
God, I like to think I'm in the know, but
Yeah.
some of these names, yeah.
And they're like flabbergasted that you don't know. I'm like,
I know.
I'm sorry.
Because a lot of times it starts as like, I love Channel 8.
Yeah.
And they're like, I love watching so-and-so.
My
And
favorite anchor.
And I'm like, I've been here 3 years, and I've
Uh-huh.
never even heard the name. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
People will treat us that way soon.
There you go.
Eventually. when it's our turn.
100%.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, Brendan Summers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's that guy again?
Who's that Brent Summers guy or Jim Gilbert? Yeah, that's what I used to watch.
exactly.
One more viewer story. So I'm sitting at dance class yesterday, which I almost tapped and gave out. Had the girls yesterday afternoon.
Your mouth's throbbing.
I know. I'm like, we're rushing over there. No one wanted to go. And then when we finally got, I bribed them. I said, "Guys,
Yeah.
how about a piece of chocolate if you get in the car in the next
Ooh.
2 minutes?"
I
And
love
I
that.
found this old, I don't know how old. I tried to look for an expiration date. Hershey's bar. Like just basic. I haven't had one of those in a long time.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Here you go, 2 pieces." And they're like, "We want 3." And I was like, "Am I getting a shakedown before we go to dance?"
Bargaining.
And I said, "Okay, I got 11 minutes to get there before Julia's class starts."
Yeah.
So I gave them that. We go in. Everything was fine for dance class. And I'm sitting there in between, just watching on the video on the screen. And this woman walks over to me and she goes, "Are you Brendan Summers?"
Of course.
I said, "I sure am."
Right.
And I said, "What's your name?" She's like, "Judy." She's like, "I watch you every single morning." And I always ask viewers, "What time?"
Yes, me
'Cause
too.
I'm always curious. And she was like, "I get up around 6." And I was like, "Oh, you're missing the whole hour before."
Yeah.
I was like, "Come on."
Yeah.
And
Crank it up a little.
She's like, "I've seen you in here for like a year." And I always thought, and I was like, "It's not the glasses, no shirt, no tie."
Right.
And I didn't wear a hat yesterday, which I normally do. And
Yeah,
had a
yeah.
good conversation.
That's
that
cool.
was nice.
Shout out Judy.
People are watching and people are listening. That's what I learned today.
Yes, yeah, for sure. I like to ask that question too because the morning show is different. 5 to 6 and then 6
Yeah.
to 7. We do different things throughout the show. So it's like, do you might miss the shout outs that we do for celebrates sometimes, or whether you get the smart start or you get some of the stuff in the beginning of the show. So it's always interesting because some people, I do a national weather at 5:55, and I've had people say, "Oh, like I love to catch the national
See what's
weather,"
going on.
So it's kind of cool.
Man. Well, that's enough patting ourselves on the back.
I know,
Game Watch.
right.
It makes you feel good
a
to see it like a
Friday.
real human. A Good Friday will feel that way. Speaking of Friday, we've always talked about just how we're kind of old men, how we like to have a busy weekend, a slow weekend.
Yeah,
and
sure.
We were busy with camping last week, and I was like, "Steph, let's have an easy weekend this weekend.
Pump the
And then I
brakes.
remembered, I have a friend coming in from Pittsburgh to stay with me tonight. He's going to the Cuse game tomorrow.
Right.
So I'll have that. And then Steph goes, we got a birthday party at 9:30 Saturday morning. There's another party in the afternoon. And then there's another event happening out in Ontario at the old Heritage Square where they grew up. And I'm just like, here we go.
Oh,
This is it.
no breaks.
And then I'm thinking maybe there's some yard work to throw in there, some laundry
Right.
on Sunday. And I'm like, yeah, no breaks.
Pile it on.
Yes.
And like yesterday, you were thinking, oh, this weekend's not too bad.
I know. I was
It
like,
goes from 0 to 100.
I know.
From Thursday to Friday.
I know. I was like, okay, I'm getting up and having breakfast with my buddy Saturday morning, and then that's it.
Yeah.
We'll
8
be
a.m.
chill.
breakfast, yeah.
And it's like, no, we have birthday 9:30
Yeah.
Saturday, and I'm like, okay, so we'll get going. You'll
Get it
move back
going.
in this weekend?
Probably not. Stain this morning, and if anybody knows when you do floors, there has to be a gap in between each round because you have to stain it and then you have to let the stain settle. And then you have to put the poly on it and you do 3 rounds of that. So it's poly, let it settle, poly, let it settle, polyurethane. So, gosh, Monday maybe we might be able to get back in there. And then we want to paint and then I got to install trim. Yada yada yada. So it will take a long time. But we have a birthday in Syracuse at the Museum of Science and Technology, which is a really cool spot. Have you ever been? Got to take the girls. It's very cool. Take a day trip out there. It's like right in the center of downtown, and they got a ton of stuff going on. Not as good as the Strong, but different than the Strong. Still has a lot of really cool stuff that you're like, oh, this is neat. Like I wish like this was here. So they do a good job with that. So I definitely would suggest that for a day trip sometime in the winter. So that'll be fun. And then my wife's birthday is Monday. So we're kind of gearing up. She's got some family coming in. We'll do football on Sunday afternoon, watch the games.
Giants, Broncos.
She's a Giants fan.
House divided.
Yes. So she said for her birthday, she wants me to say, go Giants and root for the Giants.
Do it after they lose. Just be like,
Man.
go Giants. Go G-Man.
Yeah. Well, at the game, they're putting Demaryius Thomas into the Ring of Fame. R.I.P. Rest in peace. He was one of my favorite players. I have a Demaryius Thomas jersey. And I'm like, honey, I gotta wear a Demaryius Thomas jersey. They're literally putting him in the Broncos Ring of Fame on Sunday, So I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
That's a big game.
It's a big game for sure.
Especially for both those teams too, and everything going along with it. Speaking of football, we had the Unk Bowl last night. Maybe the game of the year. Aaron Rodgers, Joe Flacco, the icy hot showdown. They are combined 81 years old, and this game came all the way down to the wire. Just incredible. Nice unis for Cincy, by the way.
Yeah,
the
pretty
white
cool.
bingo stripes.
You weren't going to get too many QB sneaks here. No Trish Bushes in this game.
No. Got to be careful with the guys, but they still know how to, I don't know, sling it, but they know which pass to make. Joe Flacco had a couple of runs, though, moving around. It came down to a kick towards the end, and Cincy won 33-31. Look at that pass. Look at him going.
Good.
That ended Pittsburgh's 3-game winning streak. So Flacco at 40 went 31 of 47 for about 350 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's got no picks. And the week that he's played 2 games was Cincinnati.
That was smart for that guy to slide rather than going for a touchdown.
This was the winner there. And Aaron Rodgers is pretty good, 250. He went 23 of 34 with 2 touchdowns.
You see, he got tackled a little bit. Like one of the players came up to congratulate him, and
they were celebrating. It was like a 300-pound lineman, and Rodgers gets up and he's like, right in his face.
Yeah, pushed him down. The word "unk" was that Shannon Sharp? Did he start that, or has that been a word forever? And I'm just clueless
it's
about
short
it.
for uncle, but used for this game. I thought it was so funny that even the NFL was promoting this game as that for Thursday night, the Unk game. And yes, these guys are 40 and 41, but they want to make the playoffs. They can still keep going. And
Especially Aaron Rodgers.
I heard this morning, so it's not the first time we've ever had this, but a couple of years ago, Drew Brees and Tom Brady played each other 3 times in their 40s in one season. They had to win the Saints and the Bucks and a playoff appearance. And
that's pretty cool.
Man, Brady did it till he was 45. He could probably still go.
You
think about that. Yeah, it is.
How long he went.
It's wild. It's wild.
Good for him.
What a game
Gives
to
us
start.
hope.
Yeah. I know. We'll keep going. Well, they'll be calling us when we're old doing this job. You get out to see some kiddos your first school visit.
Yeah, this was fun. Iroquois Middle School there. Love talking to those. I usually do third graders, but these fourth graders here were a great time. I've just been going to this one spot for like 2022. Like every single year I see them right around early to mid-October. And Nadine, one of the kind of the special, she's an education teacher that works with pretty much the whole school, guides me there and then helps set everything up. She said that the fifth graders heard rumors that I was coming, and they had already seen me, and they were like, "Oh, can we go back and have a talk?" It's like, "Sorry, just do every class." So that made me feel good, and there was a lot of questions on like extremes, like what's the worst flood ever, or what's the most disastrous flood, and then it's like it's kind of a funny question because it's like, well, is it on money or is it on deaths, on fatalities? And I'm like, these kids are like 10, 11 years old, and they're asking me these extreme questions. And I'm like, I don't know how truthful I want to be with them because, like, you're talking most extreme flood. In the 1930s, there was a flood in China that killed like over 1 million people, right? And like, it's hard to understand that, a million people dead. And I'm like explaining it to like 11 and 12-year-olds. And then they're like, what's the biggest hurricane ever or the biggest tornado ever? And I'm like explaining to them all these extreme events that are like killing people and causing billions of dollars worth of damage. And I don't sugarcoat it. I'm just like straight up with it. And I think they like understand it because they're, I think they're mature enough to handle it. But it's a weird gray line that I have to kind of walk.
I've learned from my mom being a teacher forever and ever, and then Stephanie working in schools too, it's just that they know so much more than we do think of, even like serious stuff. And when we have tours that come in and watch our noon show or something, I'm like, first couple of minutes might be a little tough here on what stories we're covering.
Yeah.
And the teachers have said like a lot of times, like, they do know, or like they have some concept of what certain terms mean that are on the news, but at least they're inquisitive, and it's like a history lesson of learning that.
Exactly. And I think that weather is like that. I mean, weather can be fun, weather can be great, but it can also be serious and deadly as well. And I've seen a lot of the talks that like James Spann does, famous meteorologist down in the Gulf states, in Mississippi and Alabama. And he, their weather talks are probably a little bit more serious than mine because it's like, where's your safe place? This is how we forecast for tornadoes. Tornadoes are deadly. I want you, because a lot of times I've heard they educate the kids and then the kids educate the parents. And so when there's a tornado warning, which is way more common down there, how to stay safe during a tornado. For us, they're so rare that my presentation is probably a little bit lighter than theirs. It's about snowstorms, and it's about wind and things like that. But I think it's important. It's important for them to love weather like I do, but also respect it. So you kind of sprinkle all that in there in the talks.
Did you ever do a tornado drill growing up here?
No.
In grade school?
No, not really.
We did those. That was, what did we do? We went out into the hallway and we just fetal position, cover our head, so on our knees and elbows, and that was the drill of what you could do, of that being the safest place. But
for sure, away from windows, which are in the classroom,
and everything,
right
next to the brick wall. It was a nice visit, and we'll keep you posted on the next one. Got more coming your way on the pod, including some alarm about pickleball.
Ooh.
I just saw this new study out from ER doctors.
Oh, no.
What they're seeing. That's ahead. Let There Be Light.
Yes.
Is back on the face. It is fixed now. That's good. He's James. I'm Brennan. Second Cup of Sunrise this Friday, the 17th. I've heard about injury problems with pickleball, and I'll get to that in a second. But first, I saw this news story out this morning. The dangers of playing pickleball. Emergency room doctors seeing a spike in eye injuries.
Oh, my goodness.
They call it an alarming rise, and the cause is pickleball. When they had all these patients, there was a study published in JAMA that found an increase of more than 400 pickleball-related eye injuries from 2021 to 24.
Okay.
Detached retinas, orbital fractures. The study recommends standards for eye protection be introduced to the game and be used everywhere.
Wow.
People are getting smacked in the face
That's what it is?
with
the ball?
either the ball or, 2-on-2.
A
if
racket.
you're doing a foursome,
yeah,
a racket.
Yeah, sure. That makes sense.
Oh, man.
Wow.
I
Eye
can't.
injuries. Is it coming at you that fast?
I don't ever think at the Y or wherever that I've seen many goggles of people with them on. I think it's usually just playing. And it's
Right.
pickleball. It is popular. It is serious.
Yes.
The way they treat this game.
Right.
We were at the Pittsford Y one day, and I was talking to some viewers, and one woman was like, "Don't ever play pickleball."
Oh, my goodness.
And I go, "Why?" And she said, "I had a really bad ankle injury, and I had a surgery, and I've spent the last year doing rehab, getting follow-ups. It just it hasn't worked out. Just really screwed up the ankle."
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, "Is it that bad?" And she's like, "Oh, I know so many of my friends have gotten hurt. Something going on playing this." And so now I'm like, okay, well, if we are, we're doing glasses or at least some goggles. Put them
Physical
on.
therapy companies are just loving all the...
I know, because they keep building pickleball court after pickleball court everywhere.
I've seen the goggles for wall ball, or what's the racket?
Racquetball.
Racquetball,
Yeah,
where you're
we
just
throw
in a
it.
white room.
Yeah.
That ball can hustle.
We did
So I
that in
think-
college. Very intense.
Yeah, you crush it. Right.
You just sling it.
So I think that you usually have to wear eye
Yeah.
protection. Like they strongly suggest it. So I'm surprised it hasn't gotten over to pickleball yet. But I definitely could see the racket whacking people's faces because you're both hustling towards a ball in the middle and the follow through for sure.
Or you hit yourself, because I mean, a pickleball is a
could see
wiffle
that.
ball with smaller holes in it. That racquetball is like a lacrosse ball with the metal ring inside of it.
Sure.
So be careful there. This story came out. How about Thanksgiving for $40 on your meal? So this is from Aldi. It says it's its lowest per person price on a full spread. So turkey, various sides for 10 people. It'll be lower than last year. It was about $47, $48. It's 21 products. 14-pound turkey, which I Googled average, is 12 to 24, depending on how big your party is.
Right.
Rolls, cranberry sauce, mac and cheese, stuffing, mashed potatoes, gravy, sweet potato casserole, green bean casserole, and pumpkin pie.
That's good. Good on Aldi.
We need to go get the station to buy one of these and just see how big it is.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Right. How big the spread is.
Is it for 5 people, like a plate and a half, or really for 10 people? But
already thinking about it. Birds, they really go on sale close to Thanksgiving. Yeah. I'd say wait as long as you can to get one.
Are you the one who does the turkey?
Usually. I'm always the one that cuts it.
You know how
cutting is intimidating.
Have you looked up how to do it? Like,
oh yeah, 100 times.
I've never done it.
Really?
No, never carved a bird.
Yeah, I have Googled it, YouTubed it, the whole nine. I've looked it up. I look it up every single year to brush up on how to cut a turkey.
It was funny during one of the baseball games earlier this week. They were in Canada for Toronto, and it was their Thanksgiving, and so they did have John Smoltz, the play-by-play guy, carving up a turkey, and they started talking about you want to cut it here first before you try getting to other spots, and then you're cutting against certain parts of the grain with it, which way it grows. And I was like, I had no idea. No idea. A lot. Didn't pay that much attention to it. For What's Up Rock today, we brought this up because it can apply to anybody. Door-to-door salespeople, we want to know what is your go-to.
What's your method?
You said that you'll answer and ask for the badge, the permit, right?
Yeah. Permit to solicitation is what they call it.
Yeah.
Because most towns will have, it's right there on their website, you have to go to the town and get a permit in order to solicit. Mm-hmm. And oftentimes if they say no, you can say, okay, I'm going to call the police then.
Yeah. Call them immediately. I said I don't answer the door for anybody.
Right.
Our poll results: don't answer the door, 75% just about. Answer and ask for the permit was in third at 9%. Just hear their pitch. Just open it.
Yeah.
And just be fine with it. So about 17%. That's a tough job. I feel sorry for them. Yeah.
When they make eye contact with you near the window, you're like, or like you said, they're coming down the road and you're grabbing the mailbox. Run.
Yeah. But if you're an Amazon driver, we love you.
Yeah, that's right.
Bring it on up, baby.
Keep it coming.
Thanks for watching. Enjoy your weekend, everybody.
See you Monday.
We'll see you at noon.
Get the Rochester First streaming app today for everything you love from News 8 On Demand. Plus exclusive shows you won't see anywhere else. Search ROC and download for free on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.